supposedly 6 kilos. So I got a little digital scale here, and I'm going to hook it on here and see how much they say it weighs. It should go to 6 kilos here, so let's see. Well, look at that, 6.6. So we got 6.5 kilos, and they've been pretty good about giving us you know, the correct, or a little extra, basically a baker's dozen. So we got to get all of these guys out of here and put them in bags. My wife labels these bags like this, you know, with the date 4/7/20. That's the date, scallops. And again, we got 13 pounds or 6 kilos of squid, not squid, scallops. And we'll rinse all these out, and we'll cook a seafood curry maybe tomorrow with these, and the scallops, the squid that we just got, and some fish. So stay tuned for that. That'll probably be at the end of this video, because we'll do like it's not really a catch and cook, but basically a buy and cook. So, they deliver these. The people that get these is a friend of ours, and her father is a distributor for seafood here, and he ships most of the seafood to Cebu City. But when he gets good stuff like this in, she lets us know, and if we want some, they actually bring it right to our door. So the next morning after they get these, they bring them right to our door, and they're on ice. They're ice cold. They've always been super fresh. And we paid 140 pesos per kilo of these this size scallops. They got smaller ones too, but this is about as small as I would want for any dish, because that's a nice bite-sized squid there. You get any larger than that, that's more than a bite. But these are perfect little bite-sized squid for any of your seafood dishes that you like. So there's a second bag, and we will be back with more from My Paradise on Battalion Island. We're bagging the scallops tonight. Bye for now. All right, she got all the scallops bagged, and we'll go take a look and see what it looks like. In the fridge, we have 2 refrigerators. That was our original one that we bought, and then we were going to buy one more that size because we didn't think they had big ones. But then we went to the store in Battalion town, and look at this big boy. We got a side-by-side Samsung, that's a Samsung. We only buy Samsung, and we only buy inverter. Only inverter for air conditioning, refrigeration, whatever you get, inverter. And so there, voila, there's our stockpile of scallops, and we're going to be good for a few months, and then we can just make scallop whatever. And like I said, next thing we're going to do probably tomorrow is do some scallops curry, so hopefully that'll be a part of this video, and we'll all get to see I'll get to eat scallop curry. So we'll be back with more from My Paradise on Battalion Island. We got scallops coming out of our ears. Bye for now. We are going to be cooking up some seafood curry, and we're using the scallops that I just got the other day, and the squid that I just got the other day, and some Pandawan fish, or cobia, scallops, and squid. Normally you might have some shrimp, but we can't get shrimp that often on Battalion Island, so this is gonna work good, I think. So the ingredients that we're going to use is basil leaf here. It's dried. We do have a basil plant on our beach lot, but we're not there, and this is during the coronavirus lockdown, so we can't go traveling around a lot to get fresh basil, and so we're using the dried. We're also using this Thai spice red curry paste. We are using a little bit of black pepper. We're using a can of coconut milk, and a can of coconut cream. Cream is thicker, heavier stuff. We're also using a little bit of chili powder, and of course curry powder. Here's some more curry powder. We're just going to probably use the rest of this and then start on that. Some ginger powder. Sorry about the shadow there. Ginger powder. We could use fresh ginger too, which we have. I'm going to throw in a little cayenne just to give it a little bite. And then of course we have chili flakes here, and we already blended up our garlic. We got 10 cloves of garlic and 13 Thai chilies that we blended up in our little hand food processor that you get here, because they don't have electric utensils in the Philippines for some reason. Everything does by hand, but we found this for like $10, about a little plastic thing, but it works good. It chops up small amounts of vegetables. We're going to cook it in this wok. You're going to use coconut oil for the oil, and of course my wife's cooking up rice. And so we will start in on this stuff. I got to cube this pandawan, and then we'll start throwing stuff into the wok and cooking it up. So we will be back with more from my paradise on Bantayan Island. We're cooking, I may have not told you, we're cooking seafood curry, by the way. So anyway, we'll be back with more from my paradise on Bantayan Island. Bye for now. All right, well, what we're going to do, we're going to cube, as you see, I already cubed some of this pandawan, but it's pretty thick steak. It was from like a 30, almost a 30 kilo pandawan, if you saw my original video when I got that. So it's kind of thick, so I'm cutting it in half that way. I'm slicing it. It's about 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch cubes here that I'm going to make these. And the pandawan is a firm enough fish that it shouldn't just, you know, kind of dissolve into the curry. So again, little cubes about like that, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch cubes. And I'll finish dicing this up, and then we'll be back. Obviously the squid, I'm going to have to cut some of these because we've got the tentacles and stuff that I'm going to have to trim up. But the scallops, you just dump them in because they are in one piece. So we'll do that, and we'll be back with more seafood curry. Bye for now. What we're doing now, we're cutting up the squid, and as you see, we got squid rings. I really wanted to save these for frying, but we opened the wrong bag, so now we got a bunch of, well, a few squid rings. But basically, I'm just cutting these into little bite size, or I don't know, that's maybe a little larger than bite size chunks for the curry, like that. And so I will do that, and then we will be back. After this, we're going to throw them in. We already got the scallops put in a bowl. We got the fish cubed and in a bowl. And again, we're in the shadows of the lighting in this kitchen. It's not good, and the phone is right in the way of the lighting. But anyway, you can see we got those, and so we're doing the squid now, and we'll be back with more when we throw it in the pan. Bye for now. All right, everybody, we're going to put in the that's hot. I'm going to put in the chili and the garlic and the onions and mix it around. I can hit that on the side because that's a steel plate. I need to get my spoon, my wooden spoon. I always cook with a wooden spoon in a wok, bamboo spoon. The other thing we need to do is get our Thai chili paste here. This red, I put a heap and helping of that in there. That gives it chili and some seasonings, kind of like a Thai and curry. This is a red curry paste. Red curry paste. Red just means it's got chili, red chilies in it. They have green curry paste, and I bought some of that, but I didn't really like the green. It doesn't really taste that good. So we get this cooking up. After we do this, we'll put in the fish, the squid, and the We need shoot a little fish sauce in here too. Be careful with fish sauce because it's really salty, along with soy sauce. It'll really make for a lot of give it a saltiness that you want to be careful about there. So much salt, the salt dries on the rim of the bottle there. Let's slow down a little bit. Now you can smell that fish sauce. I'm also going to throw in some of the chilies now. This is the ground chili flakes. And get all of our spices and stuff. Not necessarily, well, quite a bit of that because I like it spicy. So we will get that in there. Always seal your packages up really well too, because here in the Philippines the moisture gets to everything. We keep our spices in the fridge tightly sealed, or they will get really nasty with moisture. They'll go bad actually. Okay, now we need our seafood. Alright, we're putting in the fish first. Kind of try to get it to sear if we can. It doesn't really work out that well usually. It's not hot enough, but we'll get it cooking up here. Let it kind of cook. Okay. Alright, we got the fish we're getting, you can see it's kind of really slathered in the seasonings. We're going to throw in our squid. Get it all slathered in the seasoning. We haven't put the curry in yet. We'll put that in towards the end with the coconut milk. And then our scallops, we're throwing it in too. And that's just a whole mess of deliciousness. So get those all bathed in the sauces nicely. Turn up the heat a little bit. First it had too much heat, but now that we got everything in here, it's going to need some more, so we're kind of cranking the heat up some. I'm going to go ahead and toss in a little bit of this curry powder here. All of this curry powder, actually. Cut this bag open here because I'm going to get it all. I don't want like a little tiny hole. This is like a more red curry powder, which kind of goes along with the red curry paste. And the curry paste is not enough curry in it for a curry dish, so that's just for like regular seasoning of any kind of Thai food or Indian food. I don't know what kind of food. Asian food. Some spicy stuff. I'm going to throw in a little ginger powder now too, as this things heat up here. There we go. That almost looks like yellow curry paste, but it's not. It's ginger powder. In the Philippines, you got to be careful what seasonings brands you buy, because a lot of them, in my opinion, are fake. I think they're just sawdust with food coloring on them, honestly, which is kind of scary because you can get all kinds of stuff and it tastes like nothing. I mean, celery powder tastes like sawdust. You know, there's no flavor to it. Different brands. Chili powder has no flavor to it. So, you know, beware in the Philippines. And they grind everything till it's just dust. You can't get like granulated garlic. Everything is made until it's like just totally dust. They just grind it into dust. They don't know that you don't necessarily want all of your seasonings to be ground to dust. You may want them a little bit grainier than that. They don't know much about seasonings here in the Philippines because they really don't use much in their cooking. However, they do use curry, and they have some pretty good curry dishes here. The next thing we're going to add is a little bit of cayenne. I mean, it's not like I didn't add enough spice yet, but I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne, and I take off the lid because I got to give this a little, like a healthy amount. I like hot, spicy food, so that's why you see me kind of adding a lot of extra stuff here to it. I'm going to go with a little bit of black pepper now. Not too much, but just, you know, flavoring. People, you probably don't put black pepper in curry that much, but, or maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not a chef, so I just kind of play it by ear. And let that kind of work its way into the seafood. Oops, got a scallop jumping out. Tasting it on my finger here. This one need more curry, but you can see how delicious that looks. I mean, you can basically spoon that up and eat it just like it is, and it would be really, really good. But towards the end, we're going to do our tasting and then add a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that. I'm going to go with the other curry now because you really want to do, and this got big holes, so I'm just going to let this thing kind of go crazy with the curry. Okay, maybe those holes. The problem is that when the steam comes off of here, it gets the curry wet, and it won't come out of the holes because it clumps up. So that's why I have to take off the little hole thing there. Alright, so now we're getting curry in here. You're going to start getting a little curry smell. We put the red curry in. This is more of a yellow curry here. This brand here. I bought this at Landers in Cebu City. It's like a Costco type store. And they have another one called S&R, and they've got bulk items from America. So and the spices, like I said here, I don't really trust them at all unless they're fresh. I mean, they got fresh ginger, they got garlic. I'm sure that's from China. I'm gonna add the coconut milk and cream now. I shook these up good before I poured them in because the cream will separate. You'll get the thick cream at the top and then the water in the bottom. So there we go. 2 cans of that. And we won't put the basil in until the very end. So that's a lot of liquid there. It'd be nice to have a can and a half, but we didn't have that. And we're going to put this over rice so it'll kind of absorb a lot of this liquid that we have going on here. Normally, in like a chicken curry, I'll put potatoes and carrots, but I don't think that works with seafood, so I'm not doing that. And that's pretty much it until we go for the basil. And we did find some basil in the fridge from our plants. This is dried. It was in a container like this. These are the KFC vegetable containers from the US. So if you don't throw them out and save these, they got, you know, little snap-on lids, and they're great, you know, Tupperware pieces for small items. So we'll add a little sugar at the end to just bring a little sweetness up. But for now, we're looking at pure curry and seafood. And we'll let this cook down, and we'll be back with more. seafood curry from my paradise on Battalion Island. Bye for now. Alright, we've been letting this kind of cook down some. Not too much. Oh, we did add carrots too. Normally in a chicken curry, I will put carrots and potatoes, and they're really good with the chicken curry. But this is really my first seafood curry, and I'm looking at the recipes online, and I'm not finding anything other than carrots. So I'm going to add a little basil now. These are dried basil flakes, and I like basil, so you can see I put a heaping helping of basil. Also, I put these little plastic things on the lid because these lids do not seal, and your seasonings will get stale if you don't seal them really good, because these little flap things they aren't airtight seals. And then I got the fresh basil that's kind of dried from our garden. Put that in there too, and stir it in. We'll let it cook. We have to let this cook a little bit longer to let those carrots cook up. I sliced them really thin because I didn't put them in there at first, and they don't have much, very long to cook. So the thinner they are, the faster they'll cook and get to the tender state. So here we go. If we had real basil, we'd get a lot more color in here. Oh, we also put 8 green serrano chilies in here too afterward, after the fact thing. We didn't put them in originally because we put 13 Thai chilies in, but they need that serrano chili flavor to kind of to get it right. So anyway, we're good to go, and we'll be back with more seafood curry from Battalion Island. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we actually made a couple of behind the curtains changes. We added 1 carrot. We sliced it thin, and you may have seen that before. But then I always put carrots and potatoes in my curry, and I didn't know about seafood curry. That's chicken curry. So what I did, because there was just so much coconut milk, like I said at the beginning, about 1.5 cans of coconut milk would have been about right. But obviously, what do you do with the other half? I don't know. So we put both of them in there, and it was a little too liquidy. So what we did, we actually added 1 potato, and I'm going to stir this, and 1 carrot. And you can see the carrots in there, and now the consistency is about right. Probably use a little bit more of something. Like I said, the coconut milk, if we had 1.5, it'd be just about perfect. It'd be a little thicker, but I think we're good with this because we're going to put it on the rice here. I've got the rice ready. I'm gonna turn the fire off, and we're going to scoop this stuff up and just go for it. Now that is fish, scallops, squid, carrots, potatoes, basil, curry, onions, serrano chilies, garlic, Thai chilies, ground chilies, red curry paste, cayenne pepper. I don't know if I said ginger before, but ginger powder. And that's pretty close. Onions, purple onions. So anyway, we are ready to eat. So this is it, and we'll be back with more after we fill our bellies with seafood curry from Battalion Island. Bye for now. Alrighty, we got our plates loaded. Put a little bed of rice and then seafood curry right on top of them, and we're gonna dive in and do it until we puke. Okay, that's probably a horrible thing to say when you're eating, but back with more from my paradise on Battalion Island. Bye for now.